Let's start the AWS Solutions Architect Associate 03 Certification Preparation course. Today is lecture number 3. Today is a lecture that takes a general look at the AWS services that are covered by the exam. Before looking at AWS services in general, you need to understand the AWS 3-tier architecture. AWS 3-tier architecture are presentation tier, logic tier, and data tier. It is divided into 3 categories. Those who have experience with web development will be familiar with the concept of 3-tier and architecture. First of all, the presentation tier is the front end and the logic tier is the back end. Understand that the data tier is the database. I think you can do that. Then, let's assume that we are accessing a certain website. We will access the website via HTTP or HTTPS through a certain URL. Then you can think of it as accessing through this presentation tier. The URL must be processed through a DNS server, and in AWS, Route 53 provides that function. When you connect and need to be redirected to a specific page, there may be an endpoint that must be allowed. And you have completed access to the website and logged in. You need to enter your ID and password and check if you can log in. To do that, you need some kind of server or serverless resource. That's the logic tier. In AWS, you can use EC2 or AWS Lambda. We will enter the ID and password and process it in the logic tier. We will check whether the password and ID match or not based on data already stored in the data tier. The data in the data tier is Amazon RDS format. It could be RDS or it could be DynamoDB, which is a slave scale format. Also, if you use it as a data lake, it could be an S3 bucket. Now, if you understand this overall 3-tier architecture in AWS services, you can use AWS services more systematically and quickly. I think you can understand that. As I explained in the first lecture, there are 12 major service topics that we need to know in order to obtain the AWS Solution Architect Associate certification. Among them, topics 1 to 5 are the ones that appear best on the exam. We studied the 3-tier architecture earlier, and among the 3-tier architecture, the part corresponding to the logic tier is the computer container serverless part. In order to utilize the software in a complementary and solid way, the security identification compliance part is very important. So, we plan to mainly deal with these 5 service topics. This is a service topic map that summarizes the 12 ADS service topics that appear in the test scope. As you know, in AWS, since services are so important, even if you are aware of the role of a specific service in AWS, you can significantly increase your test answer rate. In future lectures, we will look at the services in detail, focusing on the content on the test by service topic. But first, we will look at the services in detail to understand the overall symbology. Let's briefly look at each topic one by one. First, in Computer Container Serverless, EC2, which you have probably heard of the most, is the most important service. It is a server provided in the form of AIaaS. Regarding EC2, you must understand the 4 pricing clans, which are charging systems that vary depending on the EC2 type. You also need to understand water scaling settings for high availability of services. We will look at other services one by one in later lectures. There are AWS Outpost, which can use AWS like a flyback cloud, and AWS Wavelength, a 5G edge cloud. Container services include ECS, EKS, and so on. Also, serverless services that users can use without setting up the server in the form of a PaaS include Lambda, Fargate, and AppSync. The second service topic is storage. S3 is the most representative storage for AWS stores. S3 can be used cost-effectively by dividing and managing storage according to the usage cycle. Charging is different for each storage type. The lower the storage fee, the higher the traffic cost. Data with a long usage cycle is infrequently used, so it would be cost effective to store it in something like Glacier. In addition, AWS Backup, which centrally manages backups, AWS EBS, a storage used with EC2, and high-speed data transfer using the NFS protocol. We will also take a closer look at the storage gateway that connects to FSx on-premise devices. The EFS file service topic is database. We will also take a closer look at the storage gateway that connects to FSx on-premise devices, the EFS file server service that makes this possible, in the corresponding service topic lecture. The third service topic is database. Databases can be roughly divided into RDB, which is a relation database, and NSQL. There is also DB and Data Warehouse DB for data analysis. If we look at AWS services by database type, first, there is Amazon RDS, which is RDB. Amazon RDS is a database managed by AWS that supports MySQL, PostgreSQL, Oracle, and SQL servers. And in AWS, there is Aurora, a fully managed RDB built by AWS that is compatible with MySQL and PostgreSQL. There is also a service that provides Aurora in a barless form. There is NoSQL type DB that handles single type data such as XML and a document DB. There is also DynamoDB, a high-speed key value database. Additionally, there is Ledger BIBIM GLDB service by AWS. The data warehouse service for data analysis is AWS Redshift. For more information, we will look into it in detail during the lecture on the service topic. The fourth service topic is about networking and content delivery. Networking operates on the global infrastructure of Region H AWS. Networking operates on the global infrastructure of Region H AWS, which was explained in the previous lecture. Additionally, exam questions often ask about routing and CIDR, which are concepts that are unilaterally dealt with in networking, so you should be familiar with the content of AWS. The most important concept in networking is a VPC, a virtual network. There is a subnet, which is a smaller network unit than a VPC, and you must also know the difference between an internet gateway and a NAT gateway, which only allow communication with the external internet. Also, to set up with network security, you must have a basic understanding of NACL and security groups. Also, to set up network security, you must have a basic understanding of NACL and security groups. In addition, there is AWS Shield and AWS WAF. You also need to understand VPN to connect on-premises or VPCs. There is also a service called AWS Direct Connect, which creates a dedicated line between AWS and on-premises. Also, AWS Transit Gateway, a service that integrates VPC connections. And there is also a private link in AWS that sets up an endpoint for my VPC. In addition, there are 3 content delivery services: CloudFront, a content delivery network CDN service, Route 53, an AWS DNS service, and AWS Global Accelerator, which reduces latency by quickly transmitting content using a high-speed network. Lastly, there is an elastic load balancing ELB service that functions as a load balancer to adjust traffic to ensure high availability. We will look into it in detail during the lecture on the service topic. The 5th service is about security, identity, and compliance. Security-related services are services that help with firewall management and cloud security. They include AWS Firewall Manager, AWS GuardDuty, Amazon Inspector, and Amazon Macie. In the identity section, there is IAM, which is the most important service for AWS authentication. IAM is a concept that is also used in other public clouds. All control of AWS is managed by IAM. IAM has a user group role system. Key management services include AWS Cloud HSM, AWS KMS services. In compliance, services that help with security audits include AWS Artifact, AWS Audit Manager, and Amazon Detective Services. For more detailed information, we will look into it in detail during the relevant service topic lecture. These 5 service topics are the most frequently asked topics on exams. If you have time, we recommend that you check the FAQs for each service regarding the services within the 5 service topics. For more information, we will look into it in detail during the relevant service topic lecture. These 5 service topics are the most frequently asked topics on exams. If you have time, we recommend checking the FAQs for each service regarding the services within the 5 service topics. Afterwards, we recommend checking the FAQs for each service. Let's quickly look at the topics. The 6th service topic is management and governance. These are services to use the software we designed well. After we design the software, there are services related to loan business to automate distribution. These are services that need to be monitored to see if they are being used well. And in AWS, there are support systems. From this support system, you can check whether the architecture has been done well and get help. You can also manage license management or configuration. There is also a governance tool called the AWS Service Catalog. Detailed information for each service will be explained in detail during the lecture on the topic. The 7th service topic is the migration and transfer service topic. It supports the migration to AWS. This is a topic that deals with services that can transfer data to prepare for a failure. This is a topic that deals with migration services and transfers. And this service topic contains terms you need to know, such as RPO, Response Point Objective, and RTO, Response Time Objective. By understanding the terminology, you can understand AWS services. The 8th service topic is application integration. Application integration in AWS is a series of services that enable communication between separate components within microservice distributed systems and serverless applications. You must understand how these related services are used. The 9th topic is analytics and machine learning. It's quite a hot topic these days. In the analytics sector, there are services for real-time streaming data, services that support big data hard clusters, and services provided in the form of data warehouses. There are workflow services that automate these data pipelines. There are also services that support analytics. And there are also data governance services that govern these analytics data. There is, in addition, marketplace services that can access data created in analytics projects. For detailed information on services, see the service topic lecture. We will cover it in time. The 10th service topic is related to developer tools and front-end web and mobile. Among the developer tools, there is a service called AWS X-Ray, which provides distributed application tracking and debugging. Additionally, AWS provides a variety of tools and services that support the development workflow of Android Reactive Native and JavaScript developers. It also supports services that allow developers who are new to AWS to easily develop, deploy, and operate apps. AWS also provides services that automatically scale from prototype scale to scale supporting millions of users based on the speed and stability of the infrastructure. We will learn more in the next lectures. The 11th service topic is the media service topic. AWS has a media service that can quickly and easily create, convert, and deliver digital content in any cloud. We will learn more about media services provided on a pay-as-you-go basis and media services that can produce creative projects. The 12th service topic is AWS cost management. You can understand AWS costs and usage through AWS Cost Manager. AWS cost management tools include various AWS cost management tools that help you access, organize, understand, control, and optimize costs. We looked at the AWS services that cover the entire exam scope. So please look for it separately and make sure you understand it before moving on. In the following lecture, we will be using the service topic map. We will look at each service topic one by one and solve example problems. Even if you only understand the name of the AWS service and what role the service plays, you can say that you are halfway through preparing for the certification. Based on this map, expand on what you have learned after solving problems along with reading FAQs so that you can quickly obtain certification. This has been the end of lecture number 3. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we will see you in the next lecture. Goodbye.